Hi, Empress Justice here, and welcome to a special Aquarius Rahu Leo Ketu reading for Cappy. This is for Uttara Ashada Shravana and Dhanishta. Now, before I get into what the haps is with Caps, I've got to explain to you guys that this is going to be an 18-month reading, okay? This is going to be about the nodal axis that is taking place from a couple of days ago, 29th of May 2025, to the 26th of November 2026. So this is an 18-month span. So what I'm going to do with this particular reading is I'm going to go all in. I'm going to go in with as much detail and depth as I possibly can. And we are going to take our time, okay? So what I'm going to do for you first is I'm going to talk about your tarot cards and then talk about the oracle cards you got, okay? So when it comes to your tarot cards, we've got the Four of Wands, completion. We've got the Ace of Cups from the Pause Tarot, which is always a good sign. We've got the Page of Swords, and we've got Tower. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, Cappy. All right, where do I begin with this? So on the one hand, right, things seem to be going well in your personal life. Like your personal life seems to be doing very well. Things seem to be in order. Some of you might have your relationships improving. I feel like when it comes to what emotionally is satisfying for you, I feel like you're manifesting that. And I feel like because of that, you're feeling hopeful. You're feeling hopeful for the future. It's your professional life I'm worried about for some of you. Not all of you, but for some of you, because somebody opened their big fucking mouth and now the whole fucking dominoes is falling down. I don't know what this is about per se. Let me just intuit this. Some of you wanted to keep the peace. Some of you wanted to keep things cordial in a professional situation. But because somebody opened their fucking mouth, now you can't. Now you got to protect yourself. And you don't know which way to turn because the truth that has come out is so fucking big. You don't know how to, you do not know how to proceed forward. You really, really tried with this. You really tried with this. And it's just like now everything's come out because somebody couldn't keep their big mouth shut. And now you're starting to question things because, now you're starting to question some people around you because why the fuck would they open their mouth and say something knowing what it would result in? So everything that's happening right now professionally, you knew this was going to happen if somebody did or said the wrong thing. Now it's happened. And now you're having to question some of the people around you. Now you're having to question what their input is, because why would they do that? If they really meant you good, why would they not listen to you? I'm just saying, Cappy, it's just not a good look. Like, it's not a good look. You're fine. But I just feel like there's somebody around you that, it's not that they want to sabotage you. That's not what this is. It's that in a bid to sabotage somebody that you're at odds with, they've actually put you in the firing line now. Now you can't escape that shit and you have to deal with it directly. It could be something to do with revelations that have come out about a friend or a loved one or an acquaintance. And you have to find a way to navigate that now. And it's just, Jesus Christ. At least your emotional life is going okay for the next 18 months. At least that is not completely effed. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Let me get into this reading, yo. Okay, so before I get to your notes, I've got to get to your oracle cards. That's where I've got to start with. So yes, for you, we've got the tulip shell, which is beautiful. And you've got Mbokomu, which is soul forgiveness. I feel like that's more self-forgiveness than forgiving someone else, but let me get into that. So let's go with tulip shell. And the number for the tulip shell is number 21. It is together, they make up the number 3. But what it also is the number 2 is the passive principle, and the number 1 is you blazing a trail. So the way in which you blaze a trail and the way in which you make your own road is through you reconsidering who's around you. It's through you connecting with the right people. It's through you preparing your environment to receive that new start and to receive that trail that you're about to blaze, that you're about to move forward in. So it's like you have to rethink the company that you keep, basically, is what I get with a number. When it comes to this, it's more about forgiving yourself than anyone else. Some of you really, all you wanted was to just do your best. All you wanted was to do your best. All you wanted was to, give the right people the benefit of the doubt, but that ended up not happening. And now you're going to have to rethink everything. But I feel like more than anybody else who might have done stupid shit, I feel like you are the hardest on yourself, because Capricorns are type A personalities. Do you understand what I mean? And the thing about you guys is that when things go wrong, you are often the first to blame yourself, because I'm a Saturnian sign. I should have seen this coming. I should have seen this coming. Not me, because I'm not a Capricorn, right? Like, I should have seen this coming. Like, why didn't I prepare for it? There are all kinds of questions that you have in your mind. But hindsight is 2020. Sometimes the only way you can see things clearly is after the thing has happened. Do you understand what I mean? So forget the self-recrimination or the self-flagellation. Forget all that. What did you learn from these incidents? What did you learn from everything coming out? What did you learn from that? And whatever you learned from that is what you have to move forward with. Move forward with whatever it is that you've learned. Okay? So that's what you have to do. You have to move forward with whatever it is that you've learned, and don't take it too personally that you judge people wrong, because everybody has shitty judgment. This world wouldn't be the way it is if everyone's judgment were good. I'm just going to say that now. Don't be too hard on yourself, Cappy. Okay? So, for your notes, we've got event planning, networking, proud moment, woman's wrath, psychic attack, woman in crisis, beach, writing lyrics, creative purpose, inspirational journey, low self-esteem, vanity. Looking at things from a more childlike perspective is worth doing. You already have the structure, but you need to look at things through a more simplified lens in this particular case. Who do you forgive? Who do you need to forgive? Whatever it is, let it go and reclaim yourself. Okay? Now, all of these things, all of these notes that I've written down are signposts, okay? They may or may not be literal, but they're signposts in comparison to the intuitive readings that I actually give you. The intuitive readings are where the real answers are. These are just your signposts along the way, because they may or may not be literal, right? Oh, for your most important note, we've got strong personality. That's not you, that's someone else. Someone else comes through with all the subtlety of a breeze block. And, these are good people. This person with absolutely no tact or subtlety is good people, but you kind of have to, it's like they've replaced the person with the big ass mouth. They've replaced the person with the big mouth. And this strong personality that comes in, they're so boisterous and full of life, and you're going to have to be like, okay, pause on that. There's just been an earthquake. We're just focused on fixing everything. Like, just chill out for a bit. So you kind of have to come with that energy, but the whole purpose of that new person coming in is to revitalize you and revitalize your professional life. And that's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what they're going to do over the next 18 months. Now, you're the sign that is the most independent. You're all about getting money. So of course, with your second house in Aquarius, when Rahu hits there, you're going to be more obsessed than ever about getting what's yours. You know what I mean? About getting what's yours and turning your hobby into something that you can use. But what you've got to do is you've got to find ways to multiply your money first. Look into investments, talk to connections, and see if there are any people who are willing to invest in what you're doing. If it's a side hustle or a business, can you find investors? Can you find benefactors? If you're running a non-profit, can you find people who are willing to donate? Yeah. All of these things are massively important for you to continue what you're continuing when it comes to making money, when it comes to getting what you need for yourself. All of these things are important to consider. And these are things that you love anyway. You love money. So like focusing on what you love, it shouldn't be that hard a task, okay? With Ketu there might be some disinterest. But if you focus on your 8th house, you focus on, you know, your coping mechanisms, it can help you reassess your values. That's another thing that will be helpful for you to grasp at this time, right? So, yeah. So that's it for the houses. Now I've got to get into the next portion, which involves me taking some cards out of this deck right here and giving you an additional reading on top of the one I just gave you. So let's get on with that. Okay, let's get some cards for Cappy. All right. Oh, okay, Cappy. Love that for you. Finally, some good cards. Damn. Okay. So caps. Love this for you. First of all, we have two really great cards right out the gate. We've got the 6 of Wands and we've got the 9 of Cups, okay? So, again, it really feels like in your personal life, you've made some really, really big steps, really healthy steps. And I feel like that might spill over into the impending disaster here. So, like, as much as your professional life might take a hit, I feel like all the victories that you've accumulated in your personal life will spill over into your professional one. And I feel like it's for that reason why your professional life is better to focus on at the moment. Okay. With the Page of Wands, it might be you or someone else that's about to enter a new stage of a relationship or a vocation, which is great. And yeah, with this, I actually see some of you enjoying yourselves here. Normally the 5 of Wands is about conflict, but it's just, for me, I feel like there's something distinctly jovial about this energy, you know, and I feel like it's all your personal life. And again, that energy will spill over into your professional life. But I feel like there's really good naturedness here. I don't see conflict. I just see healthy competition like sports or something like that. With this, I feel like you're either you're about to teach something or you're about to learn something new yourself. And I feel like it's not got nothing to do with everything that you're doing right now. I feel like it has more to do with like a particular skill that you have that is not in relation to your professional life. So I feel like either you're teaching or you're learning something new in that area. Okay. With this right here, ordinarily I'd say this is about juggling, but it feels like you're holding all your balls in the air. Pause. Feels like you're holding all your balls in the air quite healthily here. It feels like you don't really have a problem with juggling everything in your life at the moment. It feels quite easy. And I feel like out of the ashes, you're going to rise as somebody who is actually doing what they love to do and surrounded by a whole new group of people who don't do dumb shit. That's what I see for you. Okay. So there is hope for the next 18 months. It's just that, yeah, damage control. Not gonna lie. So yeah. Yeah, Cappy. That's a pretty straightforward reading. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's way short. Like, you know, there are some readings that have been like half an hour or some shit. I feel like this is only 10 minutes. Could be wrong, but I feel like this isn't very long at all. So hopefully you got something out of this reading anyway. And yeah, hang on to your hat. It's going to be an interesting ride for the next 18 months. So I have been Empress Justice, and this reading has been for Capricorn for Uttara, Ashara, Shravana, and Dhanishta. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace and blessings. Have a great 18 months if you possibly can. And I think you will. Okay. Take care. Peace and blessings. Bye bye, my darlings.